Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. This is a big one. This is an important one because this is a knife that I love very much, and many people do. And while it is definitely a super popular Spyderco model, I feel like it is underrated versus all of the major flagship stuff. And I know a lot of people agree with me. Spyderco changed an element about this knife that I think makes it, you know, maybe not necessarily better, but a little bit more interesting. So I'm excited because if this ends up being great, I might end up just going ahead and buying it. This was loaned to me by eKnives. Thank you so much to eKnives for sending this in for me to take a look at. I will link this down in the description. It is available. It does have my channel and use those links, but that's up to you. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. So what do we have here? So happy to be showing more Spyderco knives. In 2024, I did not show nearly as much. The Sage 6 buttoned compression lock. Oh boy, made in Taiwan. Now we'll talk about the price here in just a moment, but I haven't opened this up yet. I really want to find out if this is everything that I hoped that it would be. So what we have here is, and I know, by the way, I know people are gonna be like, that S30V, why don't they upgrade that steel? I feel like the vast majority of people who say that have no idea what S30V is. Like, is it new? No. But a lot of those people saying that would prefer CPM 20CV. And the basis of what they're saying is more so based on the oldness of S30V. The irony of that being that 20CV is also extremely old. What it does is it tells me that they just favor edge retention, or the balance of edge retention and corrosion resistance, over the balance that S30V brings to the table. Further irony, S30V was actually developed specifically for pocket knives and has an excellent balance, especially when it's the Spyderco heat treat. I don't know about you, but personally, I'll take Spyderco's S30V over pretty much anybody's CPM 20CV just for the balance and the geometry, right? Everything that Spyderco brings to the table. So personally, I do not care. I think it's totally okay to have your own opinion on that and your own reasoning. Not everybody's going to think the way that I just described, but personally, I'll take their S30V. I think it's excellent. So, Sage 6, we do have, I'm going to say unfortunately, and it's just another thing that I just don't love very much. This is it's a peel ply, or like a composite, it's peel ply texture, but it's composite carbon fiber and G10. Either make it G10 and charge us less, or make it carbon fiber and charge us slightly more, right? I don't like this halfway stuff. I say that all the time. Wire clip, not my favorite type of clip, but okay, I'll take it. So let's go ahead and deploy this. Very nice, very nice. You know, arguably one of the most utilitarian blade shapes when it comes to just standard pocket knife tasks, right? The Spyderco leaf shape blade. This is something that I came to love with the Manix, and I still love the Manix. Speaking of another underrated flagship model from Spyderco, I love it. Nowadays I tend to, you know, when I'm looking for convenience and just like compact, just kind of an everyday carry knife, right? As much as I love larger knives, I'm a large knife guy, enthusiast, you know, a lot of the stuff that I collect is on the larger side. But when I'm carrying something and I'm actually planning to like just be, you know, I want it to be convenient and utilitarian, I tend to like more Para 3, Shark Cub, 80-20.5 size knives, right? So this is right there. I also love button locks for their fidget factor, but I don't love button locks for their lockup reliability. I think they tend to be fine for most people, but I have had one disengage and I've cut myself, so I've got a sour taste in my mouth. What I do like is button-operated compression locks, which is exactly what this is. It's a little bit tight out of the box, but then again, I gotta remind myself that this is running on washers, which makes this really interesting. Oh yeah, so just a little bit of encouragement there. This tells me that this should break. It's actually, so letting go of this and just letting the pressure from that, like the detent ball, ride on the surface of the blade, it's actually really smooth and consistent. So just needs maybe a slight break-in, but you can see there it really doesn't take much effort. I believe These are they about $200? And my opinion on that is very similar to many other people is we're obviously just paying a little bit more because it's got the Spyderco logo on it. Yes, I agree with you. I think that this is probably more like a $150, $160 knife, maybe a $165 knife. It is made in Taiwan, which I'll remind people is not China. It is far more expensive to manufacture something like this in Taiwan than it is China, but that doesn't excuse the fact that this knife is still, in my opinion, a bit overpriced. Then again, what isn't, especially when we look at Spyderco in general. However, the Spyderco Taiwan stuff seems, the Golden Colorado crowd always comes down to me when I say this. You listen to me. I love the Golden Colorado knives. I do. But we're all pretending. We're all in make-believe land. If we think that the Golden Colorado ones have better fit and finish than the Taiwan Spydercos. The Taiwan Spydercos have better fit and finish. They just do. They're not perfect. No. But on average, out of all the Spyderco knives I've handled, first of all, the Chinese stuff, poo-poo town. Yucko, disgusto, barfo, poo-poo town. Hate it. Change your OEM. The stuff from Seki City, Japan is okay. Golden Colorado, it can be perfect. It can also be far from perfect. The Italian stuff, kind of same thing. Taiwan stuff, definitely the most consistently good. The most consistent high quality, right? So, just a little bit of like unwillingness to come down at the top, but just sort of adjusting. I'm trying to find the sweet spot there. Yeah, right about there. I have a feeling this will break in just fine. Actually beautifully. It's very easy to manipulate. The reason that I say the Sage, the whole Sage series, I love the Sage 5 because it's the compression lock, right? And there's going to be a bunch of argument over whether or not a button-operated compression lock or the standard Spyderco compression lock is better, right? Up against the Para 3. This operates on the spine, which a lot of people prefer. This one needs to be taken apart and cleaned, right? A lot of people prefer that. Doesn't matter where you grip it because you cannot accidentally depress that lock, the button there, and cause it to disengage. I'm right-handed. The place where my fingers naturally fall are not on top of that button. So I don't find that I'm going to have to worry about it. If you're left-handed, you'll be switching the pocket clip to the other side and operating the button with your index finger unless Spyderco decides to make a left-handed version of this. This is not a review, by the way. It's not a review at all. This is the first time I've handled it. I got to spend some time with this before I can actually review it. If you're new or from TikTok or whatever, right? We don't review things right out of the box on this channel. That's stupid. Yeah, if you're left-handed, I'm going to squeeze this. Every one of these is different. I'm squeezing that really hard and I can't get it to disengage. It takes quite a bit of travel to get it to come over. No stick. No stick at all. Ergonomic zones. Oh, so good. So good. You tell me what you think. I love my Para 3. This is a very well-loved knife. It is it's one of my most carried knives ever. I love it. I think this blade shape is better. I think the leaf shape is better than the pelican shape, or whatever you want to call that. It's called a clip. It's called a modified clip point. It's a trailing. No, metal complex is historically it's referred to as a trailing. I'm just kidding. It's all right. All right, don't get mad at me. That's how I read your I can't help it. It's not necessarily that my subconscious is mocking you. I'm sure you do the same thing with me, right? That's how I read it. I actually like this. It's been a great knife. I feel like between the two, this is a little thicker. But out at the tip, I feel like this is less delicate. There's just a little more material. Not that I'm going to be digging and like poke, it's time to go poke some bricks. Like I'm not going to do that. But I just trust that blade shape a little more. And I tend to I don't know which one is actually going to slice better. I feel like down at the edge, this is going to be slightly thinner. Fully flat ground, this is a little bit thicker, right? These are like 135, 140 thousandths. These are probably 125. So yeah. Edge bevel, consistent, gets slightly thinner out here at the tip. This side looks wonderful. Very, very nice. Taichung Taiwan. We have the CPM S30V. Beautiful forward choil position. Fine in this grip. This grip is generally how I'm going to use it. Ergonomic lines are great. My only critiques here are pocket clip, boring but functional. I absolutely hate the composite material. Like pick one. And then I don't know. Is there anything else? Is the blade centered out of the box? Yeah, that's good. No detail lash. Quick in and out of the pocket. I know you guys can't see it. Oh, I got a zipper on these pants. Can we overcome? Yes, we can. I just have to take my word for it. Overall, very happy with it. Don't like the price tag, but this definitely is a huge win. Is it better? Not really bad. It's just going to come down to preference. I mean, like, I enjoy pushing a button. I think that's fun, and it's very, very convenient. Personally, I find it maybe ever so slight. Man, it's hard to say. I'm trying to be truthful here. I am so used to this knife. Pushing the compression lock right here is just second nature. I like pushing buttons. It's preference. It's pure preference. This is a huge winner. This is legendary EDC status. It has everything that you could want in a knife that is built well and it's built nice, not necessarily luxury or overly premium, but hyper functional. I think also aesthetically it looks better than the Spyderco Para 3. I got to carry and use this. The Sage 5 compression lock, in my opinion, is one of the absolute very best EDC folding knives of all time, alongside its more popular brothers, for sure. PM2, Para 3. I don't know if the Sage 5 is more popular than the Manix. I would be surprised. I would think that the Manix, just because of the kind of cult-like following with the Golden Colorado Spyderco stuff. Don't get out your pitchforks, huh? You're just going to prove my point. But I like them too. I'm trying to be fair here. This one was really important to me. I do like this. Overall, positive first impressions. Got to carry it, got to use it. I'll be back with a full comprehensive review. Very, very likely that I'm going to go ahead and buy this. Very, very likely. I can see this becoming part of my permanent rotation. Let's weigh it real quick. Just real quick. Boy, that's smooth. On washers. Oh, that's a big deal. I like those washers. 3.2 ounces. Quick measurements here, just real quick. I don't know. I mean, maybe you don't. Maybe you're not familiar. Overall length of this guy, slightly smaller than the Para 3 at 7 1/8. Blade length is 3 inches on the dot. Cutting edge is just shy of 2 3/4. That's going to be it until we do the full review here, guys. Thanks again to eKnives for loaning this to me. eKnives links for this knife and others, just general. Check out eKnives. They're great. Down in the description. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.